College Football 27 has introduced a host of new features, and one of the most impactful are the new facilities within the game. From boosting your player's development to reducing wear and tear, there are a ton of advantageous perks and abilities in this new management feature. But with all the good, there is also some bad as well, so today I'm going to walk you through the best way to utilize these perks so you don't waste any dynasty points or NIL. If you enjoyed today's video, consider subscribing and liking below. It helps a ton as we head into another year of college football content, so let's jump right in. So off the top, the first thing to know is what the actual groupings of the perks are. There are currently 5 families of abilities that all affect the same things, just at different rates for their different tiers. In no particular order, the families are reduced health usage for players, reduced wear and tear, reduced injury chance, increased facility longevity, and lastly, increased facility grade. While most of these are self-explanatory, there are 3 things I want to point out. The first is that facility grades increase perks. These will boost your facility's facility point rating to increase your grade from the lowest level of the grade points to the highest. For example, if you have the competitive facility and want to go from a D- to a D+, you will need to purchase a trophy room upgrade. Also, there is never a reason to purchase anything higher than the max level of facility points, as you cannot go above the max grade level. Also, if you purchase below the max point threshold, you will get a lower grade, but higher than the lowest of the facility. So for example, if you purchase the lowest tier, you would go from a D- to a DNR scenario. The second important thing to point out is the facility longevity perks. These are a bit of a misnomer as they do nothing to the actual facility. I was under the impression it would reduce the upkeep costs in some way, but it just increases the length of the lifespan for the perks. As far as I can tell, you really only have 2 options for most of the perks. Either it's going to be a 1-week boost for the base level ones or a 2-week boost at the max. The only perk that changes on this is the facility grade boost, as it is a 31-week boost, and the increase of each perk is on screen if you want to look it over. As for the other 3 groupings, this may not be a worthwhile purchase unless you plan on purchasing them for a full year or you purchase multiple at the same time. Lastly, I just mentioned a second ago, all of the perks have a lifespan, and these are denoted in weeks. This differs from the support staff perks where they all last for a full season. These will need to be re-upped every so often. Obviously, you can boost this slightly, but it is minimal just like we mentioned. And if you were to purchase these for a full season, you can multiply the cost by roughly 4 to 5 times, depending on how deep you go in the playoffs. So they will cost a pretty penny to have the boost for a full year. But I'm going to discuss here in a second a better strategy than just mindlessly dropping thousands of dynasty points on these. And before we get to the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe today so you don't miss any of the College Football 27 content we have planned for this year. I'm super excited for you all to see it. It should be a great year of college football. And also, if you're on mobile, hit that hype button down below. It helps out small channels grow, and I would be super grateful if you all could do that for me. But anyways, let's get back to the video. Like the support staff perks, these perks are just as situational as before. If you have a ton of players getting injured, it may make sense to buy the injury reduction perk, or if you have 4 slots filled, then buying the longevity boost makes a ton of sense as well. But for me, this is how I would operate as a smaller school. I'll discuss the larger variant in a moment. If you only have 1 or 2 slots available and you are extremely limited, I would rarely, if ever, purchase a facility upgrade here. The only ones I would consider are the facility grade boost for better recruiting, but at the same time, dynasty points are at such a premium at this level, it is hard to really push for this option. As you get more dynasty points and more slots open up, you will have more free reign to do as you wish. Once you hit the 3 to 4 slot threshold, I would consistently get that facility grade boost, as this will be a great way to not only bring guys in, but keep them on the back end from transferring as well. If you have the free funds, getting the tier 1 or tier 2 of the longevity boost also works really well here. It adds anywhere from 6 to 10 weeks to the grade boosting perk, which is nearly another full season. Also, if you wait a few weeks into the season than when you first purchase the ability, you can extend this to cover 3 full transfer portals, which is huge for keeping guys with the facility grade deal breaker. This last tip can go for any level, and the best time to purchase any of the 3 other perks, the ones that affect injuries and stuff like that, is right before the conference title games. This will give you a boost for the full playoff run and keep guys as healthy as possible. If you can only purchase 1 or 2 of these, I would start with the injury reduction first, and then work my way to wear and tear and finally the season health pool upgrade, since injury reduction and wear and tear are the actual ones that cause the injuries and players to miss games. For our live session, I want to talk about some improvements that EA could implement here. The first and most obvious is to increase the longevity of the perks from 4 weeks to a full season. For example, no team really buys a nutritionist for only a month of the season. They purchase him or pay them a salary for the full year. Even if they kept the price the same, I still think this has enough risk to reward for those levels. The second I would like to see is another family perk for increasing progression boosts as well. Something small like a 3, 5, 8, and 10% boost would work fine, or even cutting those in half would be nice. This is just a reason to give those smaller programs a reason to fill those first empty slots, since right now it doesn't make a ton of sense to do so. On the same front, I would like to see them add a small upkeep cost reduction to the facility longevity perk to make it more worthwhile to purchase. Since the only real time you are going to be purchasing this is when you have at least 2 other perks bought, which is going to be extremely rare in most cases. Lastly, I would love to see there be a coaching ability tailored to reducing the cost of facility and support staff perks. Even if they are in different trees, it would be nice to have a passive perk reduce the price to make entry to these perks a little bit more viable for most teams. But with that, that's all you need to know about the facility management for College Football 27. Let me know in the comments what you all think. Are you all going balls on the walls on these, or are you getting them at all, or being a little bit more choosy with how you do? I appreciate y'all being here, and I hope y'all enjoyed, and as always, I'll catch you all in the next one.